What is going on, managers, and welcome back to another tactical video from me. This time we are looking back yet again at the special one, Jose Mourinho, and it's time to look at his triple winning Inter Milan season. We are looking at that tactic, see what was so good about it, why did it work, and why did it do so well. It is the last time an Italian team won the Champions League as well. So let's dig right into it and just see how this tactic works in Football Manager 2023. Right, guys, before we dig deep into it, make sure you hit the subscribe, hit the like. You know what to do. Alright, now we are so close to 700, so if we can get that before Christmas and New Year ends, that'll be marvelous to me. And you guys have been absolutely awesome. But let's have a look at this juicy tactic and see just what Jose Mourinho did and how we replicated it kind of in this game. As you can see, top of the Serie A. We actually won it, and we won quite comfortably as well by a nice 12 points as well. As you can see there, Lazio, Roma, and Napoli all behind us. But we stormed ahead with that goal difference of 66. In Jose Mourinho's time at Inter, he also did the exact same thing, and that was be the top goal-scoring team in the Serie A as well. Unfortunately, we couldn't emulate the best conceded. We did only concede 35, which is still quite good, 6th in the league, but some other teams out there were just keeping them clean sheets a little bit better than us. But unbelievable performance from us. Romelu Lukaku gained us 57 goals for us, which is crazy, and Hakan also gained us 26 assists. It was absolutely crazy how this tactic worked and just how well it worked as well. Show you some of the results that we had. We went on an absolute blind, as you can see there. Drew in Milan. We beat Juventus at home 5-1. Second day game of the season. Crazy stuff. We played Leipzig. We beat them 5-2. Club Brugge, we beat 1-0 away. Sampdoria 5-0. Cremonese 5-0. Ajax 3-1. Beat them 3-2 away from home as well. 4-2 against Salernitana. Empoli, we beat 3-0. We did lose, unfortunately, at home to Club Brugge, but we're going to ignore that one. Bologna, we beat 3-0. Couple of good results. We did lose 4-1 away from home for Napoli, though. Not happy about that one. We did bounce back against Monza 3-1. Lost in the final of the Super Cup against Milan. It was a neutral venue, though, so kind of hit and miss there. We did bounce back, though, with a game against Spezia, beating them 4-0. Beat Lazio 3-1. Then beat Juventus 2-0. Beat Milan in the Serie A, getting a bit of revenge on them as well. We actually knocked out PSG in the round of 16 in the Champions League as well. We beat them 1-0 at home, and then we took a 1-1 draw away from home. Beat Verona 4-0. Also got a good result against Fiorentina. We did lose our semi-final. We'd lost on penalties. We did get a 3-1 victory in the end, but it was not enough as the penalties saw us out there. We beat Liverpool 4-2 at home, Bologna 2-0. We're going to ignore the 8-0. Just ignore the 8-0. That is just a spontaneous Football Manager crapness. Just ignore that 8-0. That just should not have happened. I'm not like, just shouldn't have happened. It was just crazy. Napoli then we go on to beat Napoli 3-1, beat Sassuolo 5-0. Beat Monza again 4-0. Salernitana 4-0. Spezia we drew. Then we beat Verona 5-5, and then we got a fun result at the end of a 3-3. We did get some very good statistics here. Just look at that. Just look at that. Sorry, the skin is not the best skin on this one, but we did manage to get an average of 2.66 goals per game with 17 shots, 18 dribbles, 29 cross completions. That is bonkers. 29 completed crosses. Fouls against was 17. That was up there as well. And we had an 84% pass completion. Real strong attacking, real good attacking stats there in the XG. It was marvellous to see that as well. Also, in the defensive one, we conceded just 0.92 goals per game when you got a 2.661, and you can just show 101 goals in one season is a lot of goals in one season, so that's great to see that we got that as well. Tackles won was 76%, which is always nice. Tackles attempted as well per game was 28, so we were really putting the tackles in as well, getting it in there. Interceptions was 27% as well. Sorry, 27 per game, which was also quite good. The blocking and clearances, we didn't allow them into our area more than anything, so it was very nice to see that we didn't really need to get them clearances away or the block shots. We were doing that by just getting the ball off them, intercepting passes, and just getting involved in the game that way. We also made a little bit too many fouls per game. It was 4 fewer than the rest of the Serie A. So it's kind of like we were making a few fouls, but I don't mind that because we were winning the ball back and we were getting a good possession there. So it's good to see that on that one. We're going to have a look at some of the stats of the league as well. Let's see how we were doing there. We're going to see some good ones probably from us. As you can see, we're pretty much up there as well. Like I say, most goals, 101 goals. We were 25 goals more than anyone else in the side. Few shots against. We had quite a few shots against us. We finished 9th in that one, 383, probably about 70 odd more than anyone else in the league as well. Most possession we had was 10th, so we was bang set in the middle, 51% possession, but it's not a possession tactic, so don't worry about that. 3rd, when it comes to dribbling with the ball, 685, just a little bit short of Napoli up there, which is very good from us. It's quite crazy to see that the teams that conceded the least were Udinese. Like, you just wouldn't think that from the perspective of how they were playing and where they finished in the league. So Udinese did really well there, but we did get a joint 6th with 35 goals. That's a very impressive tally as well, considering we scored 101 goals. It's very, very strong. We managed to get 18 clean sheets in them games as well, so that's really strong as well. Jose Mourinho will be proud of that, as 18 clean sheets, just 2 off Lazio as well. Most tackles won was us with 839, just showing you that the block shots and also the clearances, they weren't there because we were winning the ball back with tackles as well, and that's what we love to see. So we've also created the most chances with this tactic as well, 183, 30 more than any other club, and with getting them chances, we also had the most shots, which was 673, and obviously with that, we had the most shots on target. It all just comes into play right there. So it was nice to see that we were really gain our chances and scoring them. And a big one, like I say, comes from the cross completion of 29%, 9% higher than anyone else. It does help that Romelu Lukaku is up top there, a big unit to aim that ball at, but it's great to see that, and 29% pass completion was up there as well. We also put in 277 crosses, which was great to see as well. Massive result there for us. Going into our tackles and defensive style of football here. Fouls made, we did make the most fouls, try and win the ball back off the opposition, but we did win the most tackles as well, 3 more than Cremonese. So that was nice to see that we were putting the tackles in, and we won the possession the most with 4,648 times we won the possession back. That just goes with that hard tackling, getting the ball back, try and win it, and just playing our style of football of win the ball back and just counter-attack them that way. The passes per defensive action, we were 3.76, which was great to see. We didn't allow the opposition to make the passes there. We put pressure on them. We tried to get the ball back off them as soon as possible and just eliminated from doing anything other than clearing the ball, pumping it long, or just trying to play out fast enough or sprinting past us. So it's nice to see we put a lot of pressure on them with that, and good to see that we were there. Passes in the final third as well, we eliminated that to 1,546, just behind Lazio. Another strong stat that you like to have in your book as well. As you can see there, it's just eliminating players, putting a lot of pressure on them, making them to make mistakes, forcing them to make mistakes, or either winning them back with the tackles there, that as soon as they get the ball, there's a player on them trying to win that ball back, getting the pressure on them and stopping them from getting involved in the game. You look at that and you think, wow, what is the tactic? What was Jose Mourinho playing? Well, Jose Mourinho was playing a 4-2-3-1 when he was at Inter Milan. It also dropped into a 4-4-1-1 when he needed to be a little bit more defensive, but for the main time, it wasn't really a counter-attacking football style of play. It was just a basic set of football. He just knew how to adapt to the opposition, knew how to play with other players, and knew what the strong points of his team were. So when he sets up, he built it around 2 very, very strong centre offs, and that would be over Lucio and Walter Samuel. Them 2 were kind of the strong centre-offs that just sat there. They didn't really push up. They didn't do nothing. It was just blocked in there. They didn't have a high line or a low line or anything like that. They just stood in the middle, and they just let the midfielders drop back, and they had the kind of, I would say, creativeness, but their energy was to push back and help out, support them, and move the ball around and try and win the ball back from the midfielders. As you can see, we have got the midfielders on that as well. And they would have the right back, who was Maicon, very attacking, strong player. He would bomb forward. So what we've done with there is we've got Damien in that position where he pushes forward and tries to get up there as well. And then Barella just sits in and covers him here. This would be the Cambiasso of the Inter Milan side there. So when Damien gets up there, he's just going to sit back down here and just cut in and just watch out for the overlapping run there and just cut anything through when it needs to be cut through. Over the other side would have been Zanetti on the left at midfield. Well, Zanetti did play in the centre as well sometimes, but we are just going to go with Zanetti just playing on the left. He didn't get pushed forward too much, but he knew where his role was and when he can do stuff as well. So we've just got him on a full-back support. So it's going to be Damien pushing forward, looking for the overlap, as what Jose Mourinho did was kind of played Eto'o on the wide, but played him to cut inside as well. Because what he did when it comes to like the stronger sides, when he played the likes of Barcelona and then he played Chelsea as well, he kind of adopted for the 4-4-1-1 and he played with two defensive wingers. Now, defensive wingers in our game is a complete different story to in real life. If we look at defensive wingers in Football Manager, you're going to be pushing up right up the field, and then that just is going to try and get the ball back as soon as possible. So defensive wingers are not what they are in real life, or how you would put them in real life. A defensive winger would be sit there, not push forward and just wait for the ball and try and win it back. Kind of what he did with Barcelona, and that's why he tried to isolate Messi down that right-hand side there. He just played a defensive winger on one side and left the other side completely free to go attacking, and then he just isolated Messi and pretty much won him the Champions League, really, didn't he? So that's kind of the style of play that we are playing here. Hakan kind of plays in the centre there as well. He pushes forward. He's allowed to get forward whenever he wants to, or when he wants to join in with the attack as well. So you can see that the ball movement is just played to Baralla, or it's going to be played to Mkhitaryan, who is playing that Wesley Sneijder role, the Netherlands number 10, as you would put there. He just gets involved, gets the ball down, spreads it wide. You can go over to Carrera, who will be on the wing, or you can try and find Martinez, who is our Eto'o. That's why we kind of put Martinez there. He is not a winger. He is not by any means. But I thought, you know what? Eto'o was an out-and-out striker, so maybe we try the same kind of complex with Lautaro Martinez out there and try have him cut in as the inside forward, the same as Eto'o would. And it's two strikers that played kind of, you can copy the same style, if you get what I mean by that. So that's why we tried that one. It was very, very good to see as well. And also, what they were playing with Lukaku would have been Militao up there as well. So they are two great strikers that really you can kind of put them together as well. Militao was fantastic for Inter Milan in them days there as well, and as you can see, Lukaku has done a wonderful job there, getting 57 goals for us, which is nuts. To be fair, Lautaro Martinez got us 13 goals for playing out on that wing, so it's very, very, very good from him as well to adapt into that position and play there. I'm very happy with that style of football as well. But we did play on a positive style, just so you know. It wasn't counter or anything like that. It was a positive style, because the football that Jose Mourinho was good at football. He was attacking football when he was getting the ball forward and playing, so he knew what he was doing, and that is why we went for the kind of positive style of football there. We focused the play through the middle purely because that's what Jose Mourinho did. The ball was going to get to Cambiasso or Sneijder. They were the two main threats of getting this ball. That's what we've done with here. Baralla and also Mkhitaryan are two players that we're going to get through. That's why we focused the play through the middle. We played a little bit of a higher tempo so that we can get the ball down, pass it through, but also you did see you'll have the players running with the ball as well. That's why we got running defenders, as you would see is Eto'o on the ball pushing with it. You'd also have Maicon getting that ball pushing with it as well. You'd see the midfielders pushing up with it. So the run with the ball was in there as well. Definitely do. We get the ball into the box as well. And also we just play a little bit slightly shorter on the passing. It's just a style of football that they would play there. We also had in transition, we went for counter press and counter. That's all we did on that one. Didn't really need to change anything else. It was get the ball back when you lost the ball, put pressure on them, and just get the ball as soon as possible. Literally, we just played a mid-block. The style of football that Mourinho wanted to play, it wasn't anything nuts. He didn't, like I say, he didn't play a high line. He didn't play a defensive line. He just played a normal mid-block and a standard line of defense, and just let the midfielders do the running, not anyone else. He didn't want them to like get too far up, so the ball over the top would be kind of counter-attacking the football. It was a standard line in defense. You can drop back if they needed to even more, but it was just a standard line, and you just let the midfielders do all the running around for them. We played with a little bit more press, just more often. We didn't go like high intense of pressing, because it wasn't really high intense pressing. You kind of looked for the right times to press for the ball. When the right play was on the ball, they press for it, and that's kind of the style of football that Inter plays. So we only did that, and obviously we get stuck in because that's just the Mourinho style of football. But that is the tactic, guys. I hope you do have a chance to play with this. I'm going to run through a couple of goals that we scored as well, so you can see kind of what was happening and how we were scoring our goals. But that tactic has worked really, really well for us, so I'll leave it in the description so you can have a play with it. Let me know how you get on with it, and hopefully you can score some goals and win some titles just like we have with Inter Milan here. So you're going to see Mkhitaryan getting that little bit of a press on there, trying to get the ball back. Nice ball movement, working away for each other as he gets the ball through. Finds Hakan with a great through ball. Going to find Lukaku there as well. As you can see, as soon as the attacking midfielder sees the chance to attack, he pushes up and gets involved. So you saw the drop of Mkhitaryan there, playing as that Wesley Sneijder, who comes back to get the ball, introduces himself there, gets the ball off, and the attacking midfielder pushes forward. So there's a good balance of dropping back and pushing forward, just like a yo-yo going up and down, and it's nice to see that as well as they move the ball around. Brozovic gets the ball, finds Lautaro Martinez. Ganda gets dispossessed, but it's nice to see his Mkhitaryan playing as that kind of playmaker, finds Carrera on that wing there, and it's a great goal and just a beautiful, well-worked goal from us. Once again, playing from out the back, nice bit of football here as DeMarco gets that ball, playing as that kind of chilled fullback there. Didn't have to do much as the ball comes through, gets a little bit lucky, not going to lie with Hakan, but it's a great goal from him. And another one with a misplaced pass there, going to be Brozovic getting that ball, finds Carrera as well, and he's just going absolutely rifle one in the outside of his boot to get us a 5-goal lead. One of our goals is going to come from a misplaced touch there. As you can see, we just moved to our umbrellas, that DLP finding a great ball over to Carrera, finding a little bit of space as he gets the ball in, tries to flick it in. It's another poor decision from Napoli there, and it's going to be an easy one for Dumfries to just wick that ball in and get a goal for us. Good cross as well. And there you have it, guys. That is the Jose Mourinho 4-2-3-1. We absolutely stormed the Serie A with flying colours as well. It's a great little tactic and it's really good to use. Hopefully you can get some use out of it. Like I say, guys, make sure you check it out in the description below, and also make sure you leave a like and hit the subscribe button. Hopefully we can get to 500 before Christmas. Guys, you've been absolutely wonderful. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed the tactic as well. And thank you very much for taking a little part of your day checking out some of my content. It means the absolute world to me. If you want to see more of this content, you'll find me live over at Twitch, www.twitch.tv/ticket147, where we're live most days, creating tactics and just having a fun career mode. So get over there, check us out, and I'll catch you all next time. Much love, and bye-bye.